students. Welcome to ACC 202, Managerial Accounting. My name is Dr. Claudia Mercado, and I will be your adjunct instructor for the course. Now, the course will be beginning March the 4th and will run through April 28th, 2024. That is 8 short, fun-filled weeks of accounting. Okay? We are going to cover a lot of material in 8 weeks, so it is very important that we stay organized from day number 1. Okay. I am super excited to be here. I hope all of you are ready to get started because we have quite a bit to cover. Okay. Now this short video is going to serve several purposes. The first one is to basically provide a high-level overview of what we're going to be learning in the course. The second thing is to provide a little bit of background about myself, educational and work experience. And the last but not least, just clarify some general questions and provide you with my availability and my contact information. So in case you ever run across any situations or you need to contact me or you have any questions, you can do so. Okay, so let's begin. So the first thing that we're going to be going over is the course description. What are we going to learn in managerial accounting? In this course, students are going to explore the financial impact of short-term and long-term business decisions. By learning how accounting and other productivity information can be used to assess and improve the performance of an organization, managers will be provided with the essential information they need to execute growth strategies and select opportunities that create business value. So we're not only going to learn how to calculate specific numbers, but we're also going to learn how to analyze, interpret that information, and be able to make sound business decisions. We're going to have some projects that are going to be, we're going to build on them. That's going to be milestone 1, 2, and 3. And that's a great project to work on to be able to see and develop your learning as we progress through the semester. So, by the time that you finish this course, you must have met these course competencies. Okay? This course covers the following competencies, which represent the knowledge and skills relevant in the field. Okay? The first one is ACC 30076. We're going to describe how managerial accounting supports management information systems. The next one is ACC 30077. We're going to utilize managerial accounting techniques and models to support an organization's strategic plan. In ACC 30078, we're going to explain how managerial accounting is used to make decisions about short-term business opportunities, capital investments, and evaluating operational performance. Now, I will be your instructor for the semester for the 8-week period. I am here to assist you in anything I can. This is a little bit of background about myself. I like to share this information because I want students to know. Some students are working on their associates, their bachelors, their masters, and sometimes, your PhDs. Sometimes we get to a point where we are exhausted, we are tired, we have a full-time job, sometimes we have 2 jobs, we have kids. So it can become very challenging, and I understand because I've been there, okay? I had to work all of my life full-time and go to school part-time, okay? But I tell all of my students, it is better to put in those 2 classes, 1 class, 3 classes, however you see fit, than to not come to school at all, okay? So please keep pushing forward. Even if it's going to take longer than expected, you will eventually get there if you don't give up, okay? I am the first in my family to go to college, the first generation of college students. I'm very proud of that. I am the first in my entire family to obtain a PhD, so I'm super proud of that as well. It just shows that with determination and a lot of hard work, anything that you set your mind to, you can get it done. Okay, so my educational career, I started back in the day in South Texas Community College. I didn't know anything about school because I didn't have anybody in my family to share their experiences with because nobody had ever gone to college. So I was kind of like lost. I started off with an accounting clerk certificate. I then transitioned and I moved on to get my Associates of Arts in Business Administration. I then transferred to the University of Texas Pan American, where I continued part-time. All of this time I've been going to school part-time because I have a full-time job and a family. So in 2006, I finished my bachelor's in accounting. I continued going to school, and in 2013, I completed my master's of accountancy from the University of Texas Pan American. And then I did a career change that allowed me to go back to school and earn my doctor's of philosophy in business administration with specialization in organizational leadership in 2020. Okay, so as you see, it took me a while to get all of my degrees. I'm currently 42 years old. With a PhD, I have a job that I love. So, now that I look back, all of the sacrifices that I made, all of the sleepless nights, staying up late doing my homework assignments were well worth it. Okay. And now my children are following in my footsteps, by them getting an education. So, do not give up. Always continue with your goals, and sooner or later you'll get there. Okay, so this is a little bit of overview about my work experience. I do have experience in industry. For the last 9 years, I have been working as a full-time accounting instructor at South Texas College. But before that, I did work in industry. I started working out back in the day in a maquiladora in Mexico. We had operations in Reynosa and in McAllen. I live close to a border, so the company that I worked for had offices in the McAllen, in the Texas side, but the manufacturing facilities were in Reynosa in Mexico. So I was able to experience commuting there, learning about the different processes that occur to produce the different items, and I was also in the actual office, doing a lot of accounts receivable, payable, inventory, cost analysis, all of that stuff. So I really enjoyed that. From there, I transitioned over to banking. I worked at Texas State Bank and Lone Star National Bank. I started at the bottom. I started off as a loan account representative. I was working full time. I was not progressing as I wanted to, so I decided to get a part-time job within the bank. So I became a teller supervisor, giving me the flexibility to be able to work on the weekends, and so I could be able to go to school. After I graduated with my bachelor's, I transitioned out of Texas State Bank and I moved to Lone Star National Bank, and I started off at the bottom as well with my bachelor's degree. I started off as an accounting specialist 1, then I worked up to an accounting specialist 2. Then I became a senior accountant, a banking officer, and then I moved up to being an operations project manager or vice president. I had experience in accounting, in business administration, in purchasing fixed assets, and then the last position that I held was mainly in the overall operations of the bank. Okay. Due to personal reasons, I had to leave my job. Time commitment wise, working as a vice president required you to be in the office at 6 in the morning and leave work at 8 p.m. I had 4 small children, so it made it difficult. And I was sad initially, having to leave, what I had worked so much for. I was at a vice president position, and I was like, well, what is most important to me? And to me, it is my family. So I was able to get a job at South Texas College as a accounting full-time instructor. Okay, I didn't know what to expect because I did not go to school to be an instructor. I went to school to be an accountant. At the beginning, it was difficult. I am not going to lie. Transitioning from just working in your office, doing your stuff, minding your business, to having a lot of communication with students, answering questions, concerns, guiding them. It was a complete 360 difference between the two careers. But now that I've been here for 9 years, I love it. I love the interaction with my students. I love learning, continuing to learn, expanding the different programs that we offer at South Texas College. And now that I am working as an adjunct here at Southern New Hampshire University, I am extremely excited. We have wonderful students that are extremely committed, talented, smart. So I didn't never imagined doing, being an instructor. And my children now tell me, Mom, we're older now, you can go back to banking. And I'm like, why would I want to go back to banking if I love being an instructor so much? I love what I do. I never thought I would. And, now that I'm here, it's something that I really appreciate. Just being able to change students' lives, seeing my students graduate, seeing my students get jobs. That is such a big moment for me, very self-fulfilling to see them succeed. So this is just a little bit of overview about myself. I wandered off, sorry about that. Okay, now I do listen to students' concerns. I have been getting feedback. This is the third course that I teach, I believe. So I have been listening to the students' feedback um, that I receive after the semester ends. I strive to always be available. Okay, I do work full time, but I do monitor my emails and I do check my bright space daily. So expect a response, maybe not an immediate response, but I will get back with you within that same day. Okay. Now, these are just some important points to point out, and I will be posting further announcements throughout the semester to supplement this information. But this is just some general information. If you are working on an assignment and you need clarification on that assignment or the instructions, please ask before you submit your assignment for grading. Okay? If you are not sure what you need to do, don't guess. Send me an email, ask me questions, clarify, and then work on the assignments. And why do I say this? Because once an assignment has been submitted and graded, no resubmissions will be allowed. Okay, and I've had so many students, well, miss, I didn't understand the instructions, so this is what I did. And then I give them feedback, and they're like, well, that's not how I interpreted it. Okay, so if you are not sure about an item, an assignment, any specific instructions, get with me, because once you submit your assignment and it's graded, there will be no resubmissions. Okay, and I will not allow you to remake your or retake your assignment or recomplete the assignment. Once it's done, it is done. Okay, we will be completing a major project which encompasses 3 milestones: milestone 1, 2, and 3. Now, in order for you to be able to complete milestone 2, you need to complete milestone 1 successfully. In order for you to be able to complete milestone 3, you need to complete milestone 1 and 2 successfully. Okay, so it is a continuous project that you are building on. Okay, now these projects are available to you in an Excel template. Okay, there's going to be some calculations that you need to do. Okay, it is imperative that for any item that needs to be calculated, within the cell you include a formula that shows your work. Okay, so within each of the cells you're going to embed a formula showing, you're multiplying cell A3 times B4, whatever it is. Okay, I can follow along the formula by double clicking it and I can see what you're doing. Okay, it is imperative that you always show your work. Do not just give me numbers. I want to know how you arrived at each of the numbers. Okay? Make sure that you read the instructions carefully, because in some of those instructions, they ask you to use specific functions. Okay? So, reading is very, very important, and following instructions. If you're working on a problem set or a milestone and you need clarification, please provide me with the problem information and your attempted step-by-step solution so I can provide guidance. I will not be providing you with the answers. I want to see what you're doing so I can be able to guide you as to what is it that you need to do. Okay, but I will not simply give you an answer. If you have a question on a problem set, please send me a screenshot of the problem that you're working on and your step-by-step calculations in an organized manner so I can review and provide guidance. Okay. For the discussions, we will be having some discussions in the course. Please ensure that you answer all discussion prompts in full and you organize your responses in an easy to follow manner. Make sure that you respond to your classmates by the established deadline and that you post the initial discussion by the established due date to not lose any points, okay? Because points will be deducted if you don't meet or adhere to the deadlines, okay? But on the discussions, please make sure that you address them. I know, sometimes students say that I'm very strict when it comes to grading discussions. But, if a student didn't put the effort to address all of the requirements expected, points will be lost. So I recommend that when you are answering your discussions, you break down the discussion response by prompt. Okay, that way okay, this is the first item that I'm going to discuss. Below is the answer. The second item, below is the answer. That way it's nicely organized and you make sure that you address all of the items required for the discussion. Okay, so the moral of this slide is to ask questions if in doubt. Once an assignment has been submitted for grading, that will be your final grade, no resubmissions. A 10% penalty is assessed for late submissions, but you only have 1 week after the due date to submit it. If it's more than 1 week, I will not accept any late assignments. Okay. Please stay organized. Print out your syllabus so you know exactly what you need to do each week. Uh, and review all of the information in the course modules, all of the different resources provided. They're there to help you better understand the content and provide you with additional support if needed. Okay. If you ever have any questions about the course, about the assignments, if you have a personal problem that is not going to allow you to complete an assignment within a specified date, an example could be, I've had students that are scheduled for surgery. Okay, Miss, I don't think I'm going to be able to complete the assignment because I will be in surgery, Wednesday and Thursday. I'm going to be in the hospital, and I don't know how I'm going to be feeling, after that. I understand. I can work with you. Okay. The only thing you need to do is communicate with me. Me and you will discuss, and we will have a plan to get you back on track and maybe to extend those assignments during that period. If you have a death in the family, if you have a child or a parent that is sick, I understand life happens, but do not make it to where every week something pops up and you are expecting extensions. Leave the extensions to where it's an actual emergency, something that is out of your control. Okay. Having work or being busy at work is not something out of the ordinary. You have to work, so try to organize completing your assignments either early in the morning, during your lunch hour, or late at night. Okay. Organize your time so you can get it done. If you have any questions, please contact me through either Brightspace message, or you can always send me an email at c.mercado@snhu.edu. Okay, I don't have specific office hours, but if you need to speak with me, send me a message and send me your availability, maybe 2 or 3 slots, and I'll get back with you and let you know when I'm available so we can coordinate and get together. Okay, so that is my contact information. Please make sure I am here to help you. I'm here to assist you, provide necessary guidance for everything that you will be completing the assignment. I hope all of you enjoy the semester. It's 8 weeks. We're going to have quite a bit to cover, but it's all maybe because I love accounting, but it's all something that we're going to be able to apply. Maybe we're not going to be working in accounting, but this applies to any part of our lives, managerial accounting, budgeting at a personal level, budgeting at a business level, identifying what's the best pricing options. There's just so many things where managerial accounting applies to our personal lives. So I hope that what you learn in this course is helpful not only for your career, but for your personal experiences as well. So I am super excited for this semester. I wish you the best. Please make sure that you read over all week 1 content information, module 1 information, and get started with your discussion and your week 1 assignments. Okay, that is it. Until next time.